Welcome, dear listener. Let the day fade gently behind you as we take a quiet journey back in time to a world shaped by the steady rhythm of the Nile, by the whispering desert winds, and by the golden sun that warmed the land of ancient Egypt. Tonight, we will not speak of pharaohs or pyramids, not of grand tombs or forgotten kings. Instead, we will explore something more delicate, more human. The simple daily life of the people, farmers, children, mothers, scribes, those who lived and loved under the same sun more than 3,000 years ago. So, close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let yourself drift into the forgotten rhythm of ancient Egypt. It is early morning. The horizon glows faintly, a line of pale gold stretching over the still darkness. The first light of the sun spills slowly across the eastern sky, touching the river's surface until it shimmers with soft fire. Mist floats gently above the water. The air is cool and carries the faint scent of wet reeds. Along the riverbank, narrow reed boats rest, rocking gently with the rhythm of the water. A fisherman, barefoot, his skin darkened by years under the sun, steps into his small skiff. He unties the rope with slow, practiced hands. The boat drifts out, pushed by the quiet current. Beside him lies his folded net, ready to be cast with patience and care. Behind him, the village wakes. Mud brick homes, low and square, line the edge of the water. Palm trees sway gently in the morning breeze. Somewhere, a rooster calls, a dog stretches and yawns. A woman steps out into the early light, carrying a clay jar on her hip, walking slowly to fetch water from the river. The Nile, lifeblood of Egypt, moves quietly on, as it has for thousands of years. Just beyond the village, the land turns dark and rich, a gift from the river's annual flood. A farmer, his tunic worn from many seasons, walks behind a pair of patient oxen. He guides a wooden plough through the damp earth, each step marking another row of life to come. The rhythm of his work is steady, familiar, a dance between man, animal, and earth. Nearby, children chase each other along the edge of the fields, their laughter drifting softly in the breeze. They stop, drawn to the bright blooms of lotus flowers at the water's edge. A little girl leans down, her fingers brushing the cool petals, before she tucks one carefully into her hair. The sun climbs higher, its warmth settles over the fields, and the land begins to hum with the quiet activity of another day. Under the gentle shade of a tall date palm, a small group of boys sits cross-legged in the dust. Before them, an old scribe rests on a woven mat. His linen robe is loose and worn, his hands stained with ink from years of careful writing. He unrolls a strip of fresh papyrus. The fibers are pale, still carrying the faint scent of the river. From a small jar, he dips his reed pen into the ink and draws a single, deliberate symbol. The boys lean forward, eyes bright with curiosity. Some clutch their own reed pens, awkward in their small fingers. The scribe's voice is steady, patient, as he explains the meaning of each mark. His words are not rushed, each one allowed to settle in the air like sand sinking slowly in water. A light breeze moves through the palm leaves above, casting shifting patterns of shade and sun across the students' eager faces. In the heart of the village, the potter's workshop hums with quiet focus. A wide, shallow wheel spins slowly under skilled hands. The clay rises, smooth and glistening, taking shape as the potter guides it with steady pressure. He shapes a tall jar, its narrow neck forming almost as if the clay understands his intent. Nearby, finished pots stand in neat rows, their surfaces kissed by sunlight streaming in through the open doorway. A small boy watches from the corner, entranced by the transformation of earth and water into something strong and lasting. The potter smiles at him, and without a word, guides the child's small hands to the spinning clay. The jar wobbles, its walls uneven, but the boy's grin is wide. In this place, time itself feels slow and generous, like the turning of the wheel. In a shaded courtyard, two women work at a tall wooden loom. Threads stretch like sunbeams caught in place. The women's fingers move in a practiced rhythm, passing the shuttle through, pulling it back, beating the weft into place. A basket of dyed threads rests nearby. Rich blues from indigo, warm reds from madder root, soft gold from saffron. They speak quietly, their voices blending with the rustle of fabric. A young child sits close by, playing with scraps of cloth and humming a tuneless little song. The finished fabric will be strong and beautiful, perhaps to clothe a family, perhaps to trade for grain. The sun is high now. Its heat settles over the village like a heavy blanket. Work slows. People seek shade. The air hums with the sound of cicadas. A man lies beneath a fig tree, his head resting on a folded cloak. Nearby, two women sit in the shade of a wall, sharing dates and cool water from a clay jar. Children nap indoors, their dreams softened by the low murmur of voices outside. Even the river seems slower now, its surface bright under the unblinking eye of the sun. As the heat begins to fade, the market stirs to life. Stalls of woven mats display figs, onions, honey, and fresh bread. Merchants call out softly, inviting passers-by to taste or trade. The smell of grilling fish drifts through the air. A man pours cool beer from a jar into a clay cup, handing it to a tired farmer. Children weave between the stalls, laughing as they carry small bundles for their parents. Coins clink, hands meet, smiles are exchanged. The market is not loud, but alive, like a quiet heartbeat. The sun sinks lower, painting the sky in deep orange and soft violet. Families gather near the riverbank. Some wash the dust from their feet. Others simply sit, watching the light dance across the water. Fishermen return, their boats heavy with the day's catch. The air cools, carrying the scent of wet earth and lotus flowers. A child tosses a pebble into the shallows, sending ripples outward until they vanish into the fading light. Darkness folds gently over the land. Oil lamps flicker in doorways, their flames dancing in the breeze. Families sit together on mats, sharing the last meal of the day. Voices are low now, laughter softer, as the day's work gives way to rest. Above, the stars emerge in their thousands, unchanged from the nights the first Egyptians knew. The village sleeps. The Nile moves quietly in the dark, carrying stories in its waters as it has for centuries beyond counting. The people here will wake again, tend their fields, teach their children, shape clay, weave cloth, and live their days beneath the patient gaze of the desert and the river. And though their names may be lost, their lives remain in the gentle rhythm of this place and in our remembering.